All right, welcome to this edition of my LinkedIn Live. And today I have a special guest, Joe Applebaum, and he is CEO and founder of Heavy AI, among other great other businesses. Um, and I have been using one of his powerful tools, which is Heavy AI, to really engage and take my LinkedIn to the next level. I have also been recommending this tool to my clients. So today I wanted to bring Joe on to actually walk us through. This is such a powerful tool. There's so many uses of it, but there were three main things that I wanted him to show us on how we can leverage every AI to grow on LinkedIn. And so I wanted to really give him the floor, and then he can walk us through an introduction of why every AI, how he came to create this tool, what the purpose is, and then we can walk through the specific questions that I have for him to help us with. So over to you, Joe.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be here. Guys, if you're looking at this, make sure to hit the like button and hit the repost button if you see that little repost button somewhere. That'll be really helpful to be able to get the word out about this interview. So, my name is Joe Applebaum. I'm the CEO of Ajax Union, founder of Evie AI. And for the past 15 years, I've been running a digital marketing agency. We were featured on the Inc. 500 as one of the fastest growing companies in the US. And what I found is that my best clients were coming from referrals, from networking, from building relationships. And so I started really going deep into how LinkedIn works. And what I found was that LinkedIn was pretty damn complicated. And so once I mastered it, a lot of people in EO, YPO, Vistage, and Inc. 500 were asking me, Joe, can you teach me how to use LinkedIn? It seems like you're getting really big clients from LinkedIn. And so I created this framework here that you see on the screen, teaching people how to go from a lurker to an influencer in 15 minutes a day. We have 9 modules, we have a whole course, we have a whole program. It's called the Branding, Building, and Booming System with Evergreen Networking. After training over 1,000 companies, I realized that the biggest trouble that people have is they don't have time to do all the things they need to do. I can give you a task list with 1,000 things to do on LinkedIn, but you're not going to have time to do it. For example, the top 3 things to do on LinkedIn is posting, engaging, and messaging. And you may not have time to go and post. You know, Jeff Goldberg is a big referral partner of mine. I want to make sure that I'm commenting on his posts so he remembers me. So instead of me sitting down and trying to figure out the best way to comment, I built an artificial intelligence that gets to know your voice, and then we'll write a comment on your behalf with your exact voice. So you never have to write another comment again because the AI knows your voice, knows what you would say, and then writes it in your voice. And you can leave an unlimited amount of comments now. So think about the power of leaving a comment. Most people that post don't get any comments on their posts. And if they do, maybe it's 1 or 2. And so what I would love to do is I would love to enable people on LinkedIn, and now we have 13,000 people that are using this, enable them to be able to train the AI with their voice, and then be able to leave thoughtful comments that help you stay top of mind, get more referrals, and get more clients on LinkedIn. But this is not the only thing that Evie AI does, because I also found that people have a hard time writing posts. So we have a post writer as well that will get to know your voice. We have a comment generator. We have a messaging helper that will help you reply to direct messages. We'll even optimize your profile. We'll customize connection notes for you when you're expanding your network. We'll help you write recommendations for your connections. We'll do anything that you need to do on LinkedIn. We'll support you on that process. We'll even help you save LinkedIn profiles into lists so that you can stay top of mind with the right people and stay organized. It's a big problem that people have on LinkedIn is like they have too many connections. They're not sure who's who. They're not sure who they need to be commenting on. And so I'm going to walk you through this platform, but hopefully I gave you a good background into why I built it and how this came to be.
Right. No, no, that's awesome. So the first thing I wanted you to cover is okay, so if somebody's, I have been using AI, it's been great. It has cut down my engagement time by probably about 95%. It's very quick. I spend 15 minutes and I'm able to do what I need to do. But if somebody's new and they just signed up, what are the first, 2 or 3 things they need to do in terms of setting up their profile, setting up specific personas? How do they do that so that they can have the optimized profile to be able to comment and engage?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to set up a persona.
Right.
If you don't set up a persona, it's going to be a generic comment, and you might not be happy with that comment.
Right.
So the way that you set up a persona is you log into the backend. So if
Hmm.
you go to eviai.com, after you get started, there's a login button here. Do you see on the
Right.
top right it says login?
Yep.
Also in the center, there are 2 options. There's add Evi AI to Chrome so that you could leave comments on LinkedIn. And
Hmm.
then there's the go to web app so you can write posts and do other things. So a lot of the functionalities are just on the web app. You don't need a Chrome extension, but if you did get the Chrome extension, you would have extended functionality embedded into LinkedIn. So if you go into the web app is where I like people to go. On the left side, you're going to see a navigation. You're going to see subscription where you can upgrade, and I highly recommend upgrading and getting unlimited access. Then there's a saved profiles that has a list of all the people that you saved, and you can organize them into lists so that you can
Right.
quickly, with one click of a button, see their recent posts
Hmm.
and be able to leave comments strategically. So for me, I like staying top of mind with these people. It's really important for me because these are potential clients of mine, and so I put them into lists strategically, and then I drop comments on their posts, and that helps them be able to remember who I am, and then that makes them want to hire me. And then the next thing is the post writer on the left over here, where you can just write any type of post that you want. You pick your goal. There's lots of goals. You pick your tone. There's lots of tones, and then you pick your persona. We're gonna get into personas right now. We're getting down to it. There's the idea generator where you put in any topic you want. You select the persona. So you see, you need to have a persona for anything that you're doing. Otherwise, it's just going to come up with generic ideas. So this will give you
Right.
4 ideas. You pick any idea you want. So for example, for you, it's called CEO, branding, personal branding, whatever. I'm going to hit generate ideas without a persona. It's still going to give me 4 different ideas, but if I put the persona, the ideas would be related to who I am.
Right.
And
Right.
once you get an idea, you just select any of the ideas. So visual storytelling for CEOs. I press generate post, and within 10 seconds, you'll have a post that has a hook, that has main points, that has a call to action, and that has hashtags. All the things that you need to have a successful post be successful on LinkedIn.
Right.
So you see, and it organizes it. You can include emojis. You don't have to include emojis, and then you can regenerate it. Tell it, hey, how you want to change this post, and it'll change it for you instantly. But this post is ready to go. On the bottom right, you click copy, or you click new post, or you hit generate, or you change the GPT that you're using if you don't like the way it's coming out, or you change your language. We have 15 different languages and customers in 35 different countries around the world. We just added Polish and Romanian to this. Okay, moving
Nice.
on, templates.
Right.
Templates allow you to be able to store templates that you can use on LinkedIn, whether they're prompt templates, there are things that you need to say in the DM. It just makes your life easier. You can inject templates into posts. You can inject templates into comments. You can inject templates into messages, into connection notes, or even as a prompt for the AI.
Right.
Profile Optimizer allows you to be able to optimize your profile. It'll write you an about section. And then personas is the key. So tell me a little bit about your business,
Hmm.
and tell me which persona matches your, like, what's your business? Tell everyone what your business is about.
So I build personal brand for entrepreneurs who are trying to grow on LinkedIn. I target, entrepreneurs that are trying to use LinkedIn to either grow their business or pursue the next thing in, whether they want to write a book or they want to be a speaker. I help them build that authority online to do that.
All right, so you help people build authority online.
Right.
Can you describe your value proposition? What value do you provide people?
So the main value I bring is that I help them create content that makes them stand out. Um, and I do that through an AI proprietary AI methodology that I have that helps you save 80% on creating content while getting visibility, maximum visibility online. So the whole thing we do is that each week you give us a 5-minute video and then we repurpose that video and then we create the content for you. So we save you so much time but help you stay consistent on LinkedIn. So that is the main value prop we have.
Okay, that's wonderful. Can you tell me what are the guardrails that you would want the AI to do or not to do? So this way people can think about it when they're writing their persona.
I think that I want to speak to entrepreneurs that are interested in using LinkedIn to grow authority, to build authority and build credibility. So if the person is not really active, I'm not interested in that. If the person doesn't see the value of using authority to grow, I'm not interested in that. So those are kind of the guardrails I'll put in. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that totally answers your questions. What about the taboos, the personal interests, the educational background? Any of that you want to share?
Let's see. I don't really have other than an entrepreneur that is, you know, um, in terms of revenue, I'm targeting any people from between 2 million to 20 million in the United States, preferably. but that's probably it.
Okay, that's fantastic. Is there any specific goals that you have, or any specific things that you preferred phrases that you like to say? Like I say boom all the time, you know? Like, do you have any
Right.
preferred phrases?
No, I don't. But I think in terms of, do you mean keywords? If you
Yeah,
mean
anything. Yeah,
keywords,
keywords. Go ahead. What are your keywords?
so content, video marketing, um, video repurposing, AI content, personal branding, of course, lead generation, and engagement.
Okay, cool. All right. So if you added all these things, your industry, your tone, your background and history, if you added all that information to the
Hmm.
persona is going to get much, much smarter. Now, we have a
Okay.
persona creator that can help you create your persona in seconds. We have
Right.
a script. If you go into our community, if you click on community on the left over here
Hmm.
and you click on discover our community, we have a lot of resources here. It's
Right.
completely free to join.
Right.
And then in our community, you can take resources. So, for example, you can say persona.
Right.
And then we have lots of personas about how to be able to build your persona. And we have lots of example personas. Like we have 10 example personas. So all the personas that I saved, I have them all over here. Act as a company page, quote persona, use quotes like Tony Robbins quotes, personas for particular industries, personas promoting a webinar, personas about poems, personas about personal, and I have the whole framework over here that you can just copy and paste and use. So you can go
So
into our community and
so
grab this. Yeah.
so to just summarize, if so, what are the key things somebody have to put in creating their persona? You talked about, what their value proposition is, who their target market is, what guardrails they have, what are the keywords, any other things that, as a general guideline, people need to put in their persona.
Yeah. So what I would say is, depending on what your goal is and what you want it to say. So basically, the idea is if you're going to break it down, you want to say who you are. You want to tell the
Mm-hmm.
AI who you are, so it knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell it your name of your company, your title, so it knows your expertise.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell it like what words to use, what words not to use, like preferred phrases or things not to include. You want
Right.
to tell it like the length of the comment. If you're leaving comments, you want to say, okay, use this length or don't use this length or do this. If you see it doing things, go into the persona and tell it not to do that. If you don't want it to, like if it says you nailed it or whatever, just go tell it not to say that. If you don't want it to
Okay.
say that, otherwise it's
Right.
going to say things automatically. You
Okay.
got to train AI. That's the most important thing. If you want any personal things to include, you want any links to include those links. It'll include them in the comments. So, for example, if I want to be able to find you, I'm going to find Kwame here
Mm-hmm.
right now. Okay, so I'm finding you. You're right here on LinkedIn. It's easy to find. I just click Kwame and you come up. And then I find you have 5,800 followers. I go here and I see, oh my gosh, look, we're live on LinkedIn. That's
Right.
incredible, right? So I click on
Right.
this and I see we're live on LinkedIn. I want to repost this. So what do I do? How do I repost this? I click on the three little dots. Let me see if I can repost this quickly. Is there an ability to repost? I don't see an ability over here.
Does it happen
Uh,
after the live is over?
no, you should be able to repost it now. So I'm going to go into your activity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a like. I'm going to give it a heart. By the way, guys, if you're watching this live, just write live in the chat. I'm going to hit repost here. I'm going to hit repost over here. So this way I just reposted it.
Right.
And if I want to leave a comment over here, say with a link to the demo, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the time to sit here and write the demo, right? So I have
Right.
the demo saved as a persona. So I click on every AI demo. I'm going to say watch the demo. And I hit
Okay.
generate, or I don't have to write anything. It'll just generate a relevant comment related to the demo. Great discussion. I'm excited how I can streamline. Curious about the demo. Here's the demo. Look at that. Insert. The link is in here.
Mm-hmm.
And boom. I just left a comment with a link. That's, how powerful that is?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what
No,
type
that's
of
awesome.
time saver that is?
Right.
That is an epic, epic, epic solution. And if I want to reply to comments, we have the ability to reply to comments very quickly. And
Right.
so in this case over here, it should say comment reply. So, but for whatever reason, it's not saying comment reply. But we're going to need to fix that. Tell Tammy comment reply not working on my account. But okay, so I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna reply to the comment. I'm gonna use a template this time. Look at this. I can use a template
Mm-hmm.
and I can select from any of these templates over here. You see that? So
Yeah.
I can give a prompt. I can say no, thank you. I could whatever you typically say to people. Over here, I can do a birthday greeting. I can do a pitch fire thing. I can send people my wait list. I can do a profile review offer. I could say how you been. I have not chatted in a while. I could just insert it right over here. Kim Willis, how you been? Have not chatted in a while. You see that?
Right.
So you don't have to use AI if you don't want to. You can use Evie AI without using AI, or you can
Right.
use it together with AI. It's really, really powerful in that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So the big key here is that the time saved in being able to go into the system and put in some of the the most used comments or replies that you have, or even offers or freebies that you have, you can build all that in, that you can then put in. Because if somebody comes in and does something and you want to comment and provide them a free link to your ebook, you can put all that into every AI and then add it as part of your comment. That's what I'm seeing right now, correct?
100%, a hundred
Okay.
percent. And that, the idea is building relationships with people. That's
Right.
really the key.
Right.
Most people are not taking the time to leave comments. You know how beneficial it is to leave a comment on LinkedIn? It is so powerful to be able to leave comments on LinkedIn, and most people are just not doing it.
Can you
My
explain
recommend
why? Can you explain why? I mean, we all get the point of like, okay, it's engagement, but why is it so important that people engage and especially with comments?
the reason it's so important to engage with comments because when you leave a comment, not only does the author appreciate you,
Right.
not only do you add value to the author's life,
Right.
but
Right.
everybody watching it will also see that you're a real person. So it's almost like instant credibility.
Right.
Most people are lurkers. When you go to a networking event, if you're hiding under the table, no one knows who you are, no one trusts you, no
Right.
one knows that you're real. But
Right.
when I leave a comment on LinkedIn, when I take the time to actually sit down and work so hard to read the post and
Right.
share my opinion because it's really, really hard to do. Like, imagine I have to sit here and tell a whole personal story.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of the time that I was working at a major marketing campaign with a tight deadline. We had countless revision discussions, blah, blah, blah. I just told a whole story.
Right. Okay.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
I just told a whole story on his post. And he'll
Yeah.
be like, wow, like 2 hours ago he posted and Joe took the time to write a whole McGill over here.
Yeah.
That's powerful. But this also shows up in the feed. It shows up to his followers. It shows up to my followers. It shows up on my profile. This is very, very beneficial when you're doing it. Now, you might not want to tell a personal story.
Right.
Maybe you want to act like a drunk person. Maybe you want to do it in Spanish. Maybe you want to write a poem. Maybe you want to tell a Tony Robbins quote or a Jim Rohn quote or a Stephen Covey quote or in this case, Evelyn Waugh quote. I told it, tell a quote. Boom. Now I just posted a quote here. And I added my own little words here.
Right.
Crazy that you can do things like that instantly built into LinkedIn. That's the power. That's the power right there. And most people are not leveraging this power. But if you use Evie AI, it'll change your life. Now, I always tell people pay for Evie AI. Why? Because people that pay attention.
Right.
And so when you make the investment into investing into Evie AI and you use Kwame's affiliate code so he benefits from it, then not only will Kwame benefit from it, but you'll benefit from it.
Right. Yeah, because what we pay for, we care about. So I totally
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree. So the next question I have for you is, now let's talk about building a list. So I have been building my list in Excel, because I have three different kinds of lists. I have lists of my peers, like top authority and influencers in my niche. I have a list of prospects, and then I have a list of interesting people that I'm trying to follow because either I find them interesting, I think I can learn from them, or they have a network that I'm looking to tap into. How do I build lists automatically when I'm finding people on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so let's say you find somebody on LinkedIn, you just
Hmm.
type in your niche. So, for
Right.
example, you're typing in your niche is personal branding. So, I'm going to
Yeah.
do CEO personal branding. So, I just search on LinkedIn CEO personal branding to see who's talking about that, who's asking questions about that. And then I go here and I look through over here and I see, wow, this guy's very popular. This
Mhm.
guy's looks like an influencer or something,
Right.
right? So,
Hmm.
I go to his profile, I click on his name, I go to his profile, and I'll be like, okay, I see he's in San Francisco. He has 21,000 followers. It looks like he's the type of guy I'd want to follow, especially
Hmm.
because he gets a lot of engagement. You see, he's getting a
Right.
lot of engagement.
Right.
So I'm going to click on the Evie AI Save Profile button on the right side here.
Hmm.
When I click on that, it's going to say, um, what category would you like to add him in? So I click
Hmm.
on the drop down and I click on Add to a List. And
Hmm.
in this case, I'm going to add him to influencers. Okay,
Hmm.
so influencers, I click on influencers, and now I just added this guy to a list of influencers. If
Right.
I want to summarize his profile, I can summarize it. It'll read his entire profile and
Hmm.
give me a step-by-step summary of who this person is, what he does, who he works with, all that stuff right here. I can copy this and put it into my CRM.
Hmm.
Eventually, with Evie AI Pro, which is an upgrade to Evie AI Premium, we'll be able to push a button and send it to the CRM. So, for example, I'm in the middle of building a beta version of this. I press Save Profile, It actually pulls all its contact information out of LinkedIn. I press send to CRM, and now I just sent it to my CRM. So I already built all this. I'm just going to be integrating it into Evi AI.
Now, is there a
Now,
particular CRM that you are linked to the options?
yeah, well, it's going to be a webhook or any CRM you want, but this is the CRM that I recommend called unlimiteddigitalmarketing.com. This one is based on Go High Level, and we offer it at an affordable rate. We're less expensive than what they would charge if they got the full feature suite, and we do support twice a month, and we import all your LinkedIn connections into here and integrate everything. So this is a CRM that we recommend through our marketing agency called Ajax Union. It's called
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
unlimiteddigitalmarketing.com with two D's. Just in
Okay.
case you were wondering, I like things with two D's in them.
All
So
right.
that's why. Anyway, okay, that sounded weird. Okay, moving on. If I click on see all recent activities, I can now see this guy's recent activity over here. And if I
Right.
want to leave a comment on his activities, but I found him through the search. You type in
Right.
your keyword, you find him through the search, and then you can target those people, because if those people are getting a lot of engagement on their posts,
Mm-hmm.
then chances are when you engage with them. So let's take a look at where you would go. So you'd go to the back end,
Mm-hmm.
you would click on lists, you would search for the influencers list,
Mm-hmm.
influencers. Click on influencers, hit apply. I can refresh. He's already there, but I can refresh the list. You see the URL, the list is on
Right.
top. And then I can see Alex is here, Luke is here, all these people are here. If I want to see 50 at a time, I can see all 50 at a time. It'll show me all 50, which includes Gary Vaynerchuk's and Alex
Right.
Hormozy and all these other
Right.
people over here.
Right.
Reed Hoffman. I don't know if you know who Reed Hoffman
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. The founder
but
of LinkedIn. Yeah.
yeah, he's a co-founder of LinkedIn and Inflection AI, which is now Pi.ai, which is really powerful. But he'll get 300 likes on his post, 500 comments. I'll be one of those comments.
Yeah. Why is
You
okay?
know,
So two questions. The first one is why. Let's just clarify why keeping this list for the obvious reason, but why is maintaining this list and engaging with the list important? And number two, you're talking about even influencers that are not in your niche, they're not in your target market, but you're commenting on their posts. Why is that important?
you're going to get more followers. Every comment you leave will lead to more followers, more impressions, and more exposure. Simple as that. I
Okay.
just got a client who paid me $5,597, just like
Mm-hmm.
that. How
Right.
did he find me? From a comment. I left a comment on a post. He said, Joe, I need a LinkedIn strategy. I said, go to ajaxunion.com/blueprint, just like that. I said, go here, and we're going to write you a whole blueprint for your profile, ajaxunion.com/blueprint. He read it. He looked at it. He said, oh, my God, you did it for Gabby? You did it for this EO member? Oh, my God, you did it for that EO member? Oh, my God, you did it for this executive, for that executive? And it was very clear what we offered him. He went ahead. He said, oh, it's a 3-step process. Set up a questionnaire, strategy session, follow-up call, and then I'll have an optimized profile and everything ready to go. Okay, excellent. I want it. He signed up to it. $5,597. Boom, from a comment. From a comment, my friend. And
Yeah.
so why do I leave 5 to 10 comments a day? Because I want to get more customers. And if you take a look at my dashboard, my private dashboard on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see that in the past 7 days, I had 25,000 post impressions. That's not
Right.
very impressive for a big influencer. But my goal is not to be a big influencer. My goal is to be strategic. So if I
Right.
take a look at my post impressions and I'll see how many post impressions, sometimes I'll get a lot more. Like, for example, one of my videos recently went a little bit viral and I got 200,000 views. Look at that, 200,000 views
Yeah.
in the past 30 days. And because this one got 123,000 views, this video
Yeah.
alone. So
Right.
some videos will go absolutely viral, but my average posts get over 1,000 views. That's my
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
And so I'll post a poll about this. You see this poll over here about conversational AI?
Mm-hmm.
100 people voted on it. 3,000 people, 2,700 people saw it. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm building relationships with people. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on who voted,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to look at who voted and build a relationship with these people and be able to connect with them in a deep way.
Okay. Third question. Um, Commenting strategy. So, you know, obviously we're part of the power of AVAI is commenting, and in terms of just setting a goal for ourselves every day and trying to leverage that, you've talked about some of it already, so I'm not trying to repeat that, but I do you have when you what's your strategy on commenting? You say you're doing 10, 5 to 10 comments a day. Who are you targeting, and what is your goal?
So first of all, I'm part of a community called the Engaged Thought Leaders Community on School. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a community of thought leaders. It's not for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but if somebody wants to join this, they have to fill out the questionnaire here in the About section. It's school.com/thought leaders, and we can give them a special deal to get in. Because the price is a little, pricey for some people, but we do have a deal for the people that fill out this form if they're highly qualified. And in the community, what we essentially do is we kind of support each other. So
Mm-hmm.
every single day we'll go in there and see, okay, who posted, what did they post, and how do we kind of support each other within the community? And so when people are posting things over here, this is the community that I'll prioritize for the people that I want to be able to kind of support.
Right.
And then I'll look for people over here and be like, okay, these are all CEOs, these are executives. I'll have an assistant go in and write who posted at what time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just click on these over here, or they're also saved in my Evie AI. But
Mm-hmm.
this is a community I'm part of. So I prioritize connecting and building relationships with these people in this community
Right.
because these are my people. These are the people that are investing in being part of the community, and so that everyone has to build their own little community. I
Right.
also build little engagement groups with people outside
Mm-hmm.
of the community. I
Mm-hmm.
have 10 engagement groups going on where
Right.
kind of people are there supporting each other. I don't necessarily even care if people engage on my post. That's not my
Mm-hmm.
goal. My goal is just to support my community and make a difference for them. Of course,
Right.
I'll get some engagement on my post. If I really want engagement on a post, I have strategies to get 100, 200 likes on a post and 100, 200 comments on a post. I don't necessarily need that. It can be overwhelming for people sometimes to see that. So for me, I'll just go in here, see who posted, and give them a like, and then just notate, hey, I gave them a like, and I'll just write like boom or something.
So
Um,
if you're a business owner, you want to get in front of your ideal clients, what should be your commenting strategy?
leave 5 to 10 comments a day on people that are strategic in your business. Like your centers of influence. LinkedIn
Okay.
is a network for networking, and
Mm-hmm.
so who can refer business to you, Kwame? Like who are the people that are most likely to refer business to you? Who?
For me, it's going to be, oh, that's a good question. People that deal with CEOs, people that work with CEOs, and
So let's say an EOS coach, right?
right, yeah,
So if you had EOS coaches that were your ideal, maybe you would have a category here called EOS coach. So you'd
okay,
go in here, you'd pick the category. I'll uncheck influencers, and I'll do EOS.
mm-hmm.
You see, I have a thing called EOS. I press
Right,
apply, and now I see all the people that are in the world of EOS that are
right,
EOS coaches or whatever. Let me see
right,
if is EO selected. I'm going to uncheck EO because they're both selected.
mm-hmm.
So now I have these EOS coaches. So I want to
Right,
stay top of mind with them. So I'll go through
okay,
them one at a time.
mm-hmm.
So I have this guy over here, Evan Blumenthal. Evan
Mm-hmm.
Blumenthal is an EOS coach. He referred me a client. I got $100,000 proposal from that.
Mm.
$100,000 proposal just because I just dropped comments on his posts.
Yeah,
Now, a lot of these posts are auto generated. They're never going to get exposure because they have a link in it. You see, they have a link.
right,
So
right,
they're never going to get exposure. No one's ever going to see it except for me and his clients. He
mm.
has 5,000 people. So this is the benefit of me liking and commenting on his stuff because I'll be the only one that does it. So anytime he ever gets a client to look at his posts, I'm promoting myself under his posts.
Right,
I'm just leaving a quote or whatever, but
yeah,
people will be
right,
like, oh, now I'm affiliated with this guy. They'll be like, who's this guy? And they'll be
right,
like, oh, let me tell you who he is. He's excellent. He's the best LinkedIn guy around. He's the best networking guy around. He's the best whatever. Like for example, even this guy Ellie Goldring.
mm-hmm.
Today I'm going on his LinkedIn Live at whatever time. I'm going right on his LinkedIn Live. So what does that mean? How am I going to get on his LinkedIn Live? Well, the way I'm going to get on his LinkedIn Live is by leaving comments on his post, and I'll be like, Joe, can you hop on my LinkedIn Live? And he's going
Right,
to promote me to everyone on his on
right,
in his network. But
right,
that only happens because of the things that I do, because of the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm supporting his content and he's appreciating me. Now, he has 6,799 people over here. It's powerful, the fact that I can do that, the fact that I
right.
can get in here and do that.
Awesome, awesome. No, this has been really, really, really good. I wanted to make sure that I have um, for my clients who are using this tool, that they have a basic understanding of the power of what it can do. I gave them a kind of a rundown of it, but I knew it could do so much more. So I wanted to bring you on to just give us kind of a first hand look at what this powerful AI tool can help us
And I
grow on
want to I want to
LinkedIn.
just
So,
I want to just say one more thing. Let's say your
mm-hmm,
team is using Sales Navigator. You have sales reps using Sales Navigator. Sales
mm-hmm,
Navigator tell you who is posted in your lead. So 3 hours ago, one of my leads, the director of operations of this company, posted. I
mm-hmm,
now have a notification on Sales Navigator. I'm going to go in here, use Evie AI, and drop a comment.
mm-hmm,
I might be busy. I don't have the time to leave a comment. But with
right,
Evie AI, there's no excuse. Now your sales reps, imagine giving you access to your sales reps to this. Every one of your sales reps has the ability to leave comments on posts of their specific prospects, of their
right,
specific leads, or their specific accounts, or even if you click on messaging and you
mm-hmm,
see people message you and they're not interested and you want to respond something, or maybe they are interested and you want to build a relationship with them and you want to tell them something specific. Well, now you can go in here and use templates or use AI to be able to help you respond to all this stuff. It's really,
right.
really powerful.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So those are the questions I have. I think we'll probably bring you on another time to do an advanced training. I know this tool keeps improving, keeps getting better. You're adding more features. And so I think maybe another time we'll come back and talk about lead generation and how we can leverage this to do that. So Thank you so much, Joe, for coming on. And I will see everybody soon on the next live.
Boom.
Boom.